All right, relationship vulnerability. Greetings from Greece. Oh, God, I'm going to do a show there someday. I swear to God I am. Greetings from Greece. Dear Bill Burr, sorry in advance, but it gets sad, but I'm really troubled. Oh, Jesus. Some background. I'm a 24-year-old guy who's been surrounded with funerals for the last 7 years. One of those funerals was my best friend who was murdered when I was 17. Oh, man, sorry to hear that. Since then, and up until my 20s, I really struggled keeping a smile on my face or having any motivation in life. Because of that, I lost many relationships and friends due to not being always emotionally available or present. As days went, I finally got up on my feet and started accepting our mortality. At least I thought so. Here's my problem. I'm in a happy 3-year relationship, which had no issues. Lately, though, things are getting weird. My depressive past is catching up on me as I didn't resolve the sadness like I thought, but I had just closed the lid, as a legend once said. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. You should be, all right. I already think I know what my advice for you is going to be, as a non-professional. All right. This with the combination of my girlfriend's sudden change of routine. She found her first job where I don't see her that often, really startled me. I get these huge waves of sadness and loneliness accompanied with the insecurities I never had. Yeah, probably her suddenly having to leave for work reminded you of how your friend suddenly wasn't there anymore. This is becoming an issue since I'm really into communicating feelings/problems with my lady, but this time it feels weird. I seem, parentheses, and am emotionally weak, vulnerable, and insecure. Literally the top 3 things a woman don't want you to be. That's the top 3 things the other person in the conversation doesn't want to deal with on a daily basis because it's a lot. So, and that's what you have therapists for, is they can actually take that on. And if you go into a therapist, I think it eases the tension in your relationship because you're talking to a professional, so you start moving in the right direction. And then when you talk to your significant other, they know that you're working on yourself, and then you're not just dumping your day on them, which can be exhausting. Anyway, it's not the first time I experienced these feelings, but I always could manage to put on a happy face and say that everything is all right. Doesn't seem to be the case this time. It's not her job to fix me nor wait for me. I wasn't like this 99% of the relationship. I was the happy, funny dude who she could always count on. Now I just feel like a man-child. What do I do? I have talked about it. She tries to understand and support me, but I can't stop having the unavoidable feeling of the pressure that if I don't get my shit straight fast, I may lose her. Thank you for making my car ride something to look forward to with your podcast. All the best to you and your family. Can't wait for your next special. English is my 3rd language. Sorry for any trouble it may cause you. Humble brag. All right, dude, you speak 3 languages. All right, you're a funny dude. You got a great girlfriend, okay? Just go get some therapy and stop worrying about losing her. All right, if she takes off, that's her fucking issue. It's not your issue. And if she takes off, that'll be sad. You go through that sadness, and eventually the right one comes along and they don't leave. All right? And if she's the right one, she won't leave. But right now, if I was you, just work on yourself and, talk that shit out, cry it out, do whatever you got to do. There's a lot of stuff out there about mushroom therapy. I've never done that, but, I've heard a lot of good things about that. It's good for PTSD and trying to work your shit out so you actually get to live a happy life, because why should you be miserable because of that horrible thing somebody else did to your friend? And that's the thing about when somebody does something like that, it doesn't just obviously affect the person that they attacked. It's the ripple effect, and it can literally affect how you are in a relationship, how you're going to be as a father and a husband. And then for generations, people deal with these issues. It's sort of the blowback or whatever of whatever happened. So I hope you're able to work through that shit. And as always, go to a professional not a fucking jerk off with the podcast. But, I appreciate you writing it. Not that I was giving you shit, all right? Okay? So don't fucking get down in the dumps because of what I just said there, all right? Jesus. Hope I didn't snip the wrong wire there at the end. I feel like it was in an action movie. All right. What do we got here? Oh, new segment idea. Old people remedies that work. Oh, I like that. Hey, Bill, my grandmother, an immigrant from Spain, immediately has credibility. Anybody whose grandparents are from the, quote, old country, just meaning not this country, you always feel like they got some information, She makes a rutabaga soup. My grandmother, an immigrant from Spain, has some crazy remedies, and a lot of them work. Little things like eat this if your stomach hurts, or do this if you have a headache. Can you tell me both of those? That'd be amazing. The one that sticks out that has worked for me a million times is a midday face wash. She would always tell us to wash our face in the middle of the day because it gave us a second morning and more pep in our step or something. I thought it was stupid as a kid, but I do it all the time. I get crushingly tired at 2 p.m. It's not for lack of eating right or exercise. It's more so my job and being at or near my desk. I'll just go to the bathroom at work and splash water on my face and on my neck. Work still sucks, but I certainly feel better. Do you have any? I think your listeners would probably have some too. Oh, wow. Do I have any old school remedies? Look, I'm German-Irish. We just sit there and take it, whatever's happening to us. I would love to hear your remedies. I can't tell you, like, for some physical shit, having dealt with frozen shoulder in my right and left arms, I am now obsessed with keeping my shoulders free from, like getting all bound up. And I think everybody, to a certain extent, has frozen shoulders. Like, you just don't notice it because you have like 85% mobility or whatever. But like, I can on one side, let's see if I can still do it. On my left arm, I can put behind my back. And then with my right arm, I can reach back, grab the fingers, and pull my left arm up. My right arm, I can't quite do that. I can only touch the tips, and I've been working on that. And I just do like a set of 10 of trying to bring my arm as high up between my shoulder blades, my hand basically, as I can. I do a set of 10 of those, and then on the 10th one, I take my other hand behind my back, and I just sort of push my arm up a little bit more, and it's a weird pain, that frozen shoulder kind of pain, and it's just schmutzing like your tendons and stuff. So I've kind of gotten into that. And then Andrew Themelis, the great Andrew Themelis on this podcast, showed me these, what the fuck they're called, Himalayan squats, Hindu squats. I don't know what the Hindu squats that I'm actually going to start doing today that are supposed to be really good for you and actually good for longevity in life. But as far as like, I think a lot of the remedies are more on my wife's side. You know what I'll get you guys in the next podcast? I'll give you like if you're starting to get sick, one of those fucking things you make on the stovetop that has all these different spices and shit, and you just drink it down, and it's got the cayenne pepper in it and all that. I think everybody has a version of that, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of those things, but I bet a lot of people do, which I would find. The only thing that I know that I've learned that helps settle your stomach after a big meal was when I was in Italy. They had like these, I don't know if they were called aperitifs or liqueurs or whatever, and it made no fucking sense because you'd be so stuffed and be like, I don't want anything else, and you would just do a little shot. It was like really sweet liquor, and it just fucking settled your stomach like you couldn't believe. I'll give you one. Here's one a lot of people don't know. If you rent cars all the time, you're pulling into a gas station, and you're like, what side is the gas tank on? I guess these are like sort of life hacks. What side is the gas tank on? In every car, if you look at the fuel gauge, there'll be a little gas tank, and then there's an arrow that points to which side the tank is on. I didn't know that for the first 35 years of my life. And Matt Frost over at CAA, give him a shout out. He's the guy that fucking told me about that in like the early 2000s. And at that point, I was doing college gigs almost every weekend. And I like had memorized where, because I always got the Dodge Neon, because back then I was with National Rental Car. And they always had like a purple Dodge Neon. I would always end up with one of those things. And driving through like Kansas or fucking South Dakota. And I always forget what side the fucking thing was on. And I was telling him that story one day. And he said, I just learned this the other day. So there you go. I give you a life hack. I can't give you any sort of fucking remedy or whatever. I'll tell you the one that everybody wants to know is when you get a fucking cold, how the hell you get rid of it. All right. Or how you make it, you stop it from coming on.